Well, Charlene,
Thank, thank you,
after,
Aurora, for this was supposed to happen, and you know it.
yeah,
You know we got
yeah.
together
All of
because
our
of God.
interactions have been, we've talked about
Oh,
it through the years. It's been divine intervention.
That's
since
awesome.
2017.
Yeah,
16.
I love it.
Yeah, 17.
Oh, I got cancer right after I adopted Canella.
Well,
Okay.
Oh, wait,
Charlene,
wait, wait.
let's start back. Let's start back at the beginning, if you don't mind. So, Charlene, yeah. So, just a couple questions. You could
Okay.
touch on however many you want in this. So, let's start with where were you born? Where were you raised?
Okay.
Yeah,
No problem.
and then
Near San Diego.
oh, okay. We're in San Diego,
No, no, Riverside.
Riverside. Okay,
Born in West Covina.
I'm in Temecula right now, so I know
Oh,
exactly.
okay.
Yeah,
Well, near Riverside, yeah.
yeah.
So I was born in West Covina in the 50s. And my parents were married the entire time. And my dad died first, and then my mother 10 months later. And let's see, I have two older brothers. I still do have two older brothers, even though one's in heaven. I pray I get to see him again. My other one's in Tennessee. He just moved from Riverside. And I'm the baby. And no, I'm not a baby, but I am the baby. And I lived in San Clemente, lived in Riverside, West Covina, Carson City, Nevada, Gardnerville, back to Riverside. I'm in Texas now. I live in Kirbyville, Texas. I'm not a farm girl, but I have 65 acres. I have a lot of dirt, a lot of trees,
Wow.
and chickens, fresh eggs. I went from a nice big house with a pool and everything else that I loved. And I shouldn't have loved it, but anyway, I'm learning how not to hang on to things because I got too much. And I can't even put it in my house because my house is so little. It's in the big house because that's how much stuff there is. So it's bad. It's really bad. But I'm learning. I'm learning how to do without, and I did this for my husband and my grandkids. I didn't realize it was going to be so hard. I did this 4 years ago. I met Aurora because of Canella, the dog, and it was meant to be. I looked at a penny saver wanting to give my husband one of just like our first dog that we got, Bear, which was part lab and part pit. Do you remember that, Aurora? Or she might be gone. Anyway, probably going to the restroom. Oh, she's listening.
No, she's there.
She's listening. Anyway, yeah. So I answered her penny saver. I think it was penny saver. I think
Craigslist.
Craigslist. Okay, there we go. And Canella was, we think, right? She was part pit or Stafford, whatever. And I just went blank on the other dog, type of dog. Anyway, she was the love. She came at the right time. And a few months later, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And what's sad is Canella's former people, that person died of cancer. And I thought, oh boy, this is a weird thing.
What
But anyway,
year
of
was
course,
this?
I'm a survivor.
Charlene, what year was this?
17.
Okay, thank you.
And, but I went through it and had my surgery and radiation and good stuff. But unfortunately, just less than a year ago, after our move here 4 years ago, close to it. Anyway, Canella she was getting really sick, and I had to give her to the Lord. And that was tough.
Sorry.
And Aurora,
She had 9 good years with you guys.
I
But
did.
remember the one thing we've talked about that just it struck us as I called it divine intervention.
Yes.
That through this little angel. How soon after you got her, your cancer was diagnosed, and the amount of peace that she brought you.
I know. And at first I thought, because she was big, she was 55 pounds when I adopted her. She got up to 90 pounds because my husband and I, we like to give her vanilla
Better
ice cream.
Yeah.
We're grandparents, But anyway, yeah, we loved her. We didn't love her to death, but anyway, I fed her really good stuff too. Good, and herbs and mushroom mixes and oh my goodness, But it wasn't meant to be. She was here with us for the right time. She didn't even like men. She was abused by men. She met my husband when he got home from work, and she adored him.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So that's what
Oh,
happened.
and then these two would fight because Tom owned his own construction company, and these two would fight over who got to keep her for the day. And so there was that one time Tom either snuck her out of the house or just didn't ask permission, took her to the work site in Orange County, and you drove up to Orange County, got back. And so, but this little dog, I was at my wits. Here's the backstory on the other side why God, I'd say, brought us together. I was at my wits end because I committed. I kind of operate a little bit on the sense of Pashtunwali. When you bring someone or someone in under your protection, you're walking alongside them for the long haul. And I didn't want my my protection to end. Oh well, dogs going to the dog pound, but it was rough on me, and I would be, taking her to a puppy school. I was paying like $700 a month of tuition for puppy school for full time, and I just said, and I even bought a trainer, and so I would lay hands on her, and I would lay hands on Canella, driving her to puppy school in Redlands in the morning before work. And I'd say, Lord, you're going to guide me at the right time for the right person. And you are going to, you're going to tell me what to do because I'm at my wit's end.
And she was protective.
Charlene met her.
Yeah,
but it was an adoption process. Yeah, I was like, you have to pray. You have to, they could not be a non-believer.
Yeah.
I set criteria for that puppy that you would think all families.
Vegas. Yeah. Well, let me ask this real quick, Charlene. So after would
you like to know how I met the Lord?
No. Well, yeah. So two questions then. One question would be, after you had gone through all your radiation, chemo, and I imagine you probably had either a hysterectomy or a mastectomy or anything like that?
Lumpectomy and a reduction.
Okay. So after all of that, so my first question is, have you been cancer-free ever since? And then my second question is, whether before or after the cancer, how did you come to know the Lord?
Okay, I came to know the Lord much earlier, okay? I had already been with Tom, met him in 79, married him in 80, had my son in 81, my second, and we moved to Texas in 82. And things were rough. I was from Southern California.
Yeah.
And I had a babysitter, I thought, and my baby was just months old, and he had poop on his body and a diaper that was clean, and I freaked. And I worked at the phone company, so I transferred before divestiture, way back then, from Pacific Bell to Southwestern Bell. Okay, so I freaked. Well, it just so happens that the Baptist people come around on Wednesdays, okay? And they put little things on your doors. I called it up and I explained it to them. I need to talk to somebody. Does anybody in your church? They referred me. I was there for like 3 or 4 hours. Pam Chappelle, a believer. She's not with us now. She's up in heaven. But anyway, so the next day, it was Mother's Day coming up. Tom says, what do you want for Mother's Day? And I said, would you please take me to church? He said, where? I said, well, here's this little, And he said, okay. So we went to Spring Memorial Baptist, first time I've ever been to a Baptist, in Spring, Texas, right by Houston. And a month or so later, they had a revival, big ordeal. I'd never been one of those. And
nice.
I walked the aisle.
Wow.
And then my oldest son.
They had an altar call?
Yes, altar call. Yeah. And my oldest son, shortly thereafter, did it the following week. But
wow.
We don't speak.
Yeah.
And he's 53 or 53.
Oh, wow.
So And he's the reason I moved to Texas. He called, let's do this. And I thought, okay, my youngest might do it with my 5 grandkids a block away from me.
Yeah.
And I'm still waiting. And he warned me, he hasn't changed. I said, oh, I think he has.
Yeah. Oh.
I love him. You guys talked about that. I love my firstborn.
Yeah.
I miss him.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they don't talk to us, and they moved 15 miles away.
I'm sorry, Charlene. Yeah.
So I know the Lord. I've known him for a long time, and he's rescued me many times in my life.
Yeah.
Including with Aurora and Canella and Tom and Curtis and lots of things, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could not have made it thus far because I was searching when I lived in Riverside, and a friend of mine got off of work. He hit a bumper. My brother saw the accident, the one that passed, and my friend tapped. He went through a red light at Riverside at Palm and Palm and Central, and in Riverside, and it killed him. And I had just been with him 3 days before that. We played hide and go seek at a party, and so I was searching for God, and Jehovah's Witnesses came to the door days later. And, no, that was terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I searched for years to find Christ. I really did, and he met me right when I needed him.
Wow. Wow.
I can't walk away from him.
Wow. Wow.
He's been really good to me. I've had a really rough life most of my life. You know what? When it's easy, I know I'm not walking right. You have to get pounded every now and then, because if you don't, you're on the wrong side of the fence. You're sitting on top. You need to make a decision. Where do you belong? You know, if the devil's not, giving a little bit of trouble.
Yeah.
Am I on the right path?
Wow.
Did I divert?
Wow.
I know that. Yeah. I know it. So does my husband, Tom.
Yeah. Yeah.
He put us together. He didn't pay his phone bill, and Tom met me at my desk at the phone company, and we've been together ever since.
Wow.
Yes, it was wrong. Okay.
No.
But you know what? I married him 8 months later, 7 months.
So you're gonna love this group, Charlene.
I know, I really do. I really feel really blessed that this was meant to be. And I can't wait to tell Tommy.
Charlene, thank you so much for showing how our Lord and Father has showed up in your life. How he and the very fact that you recognize in every way that he's been there, even when you were not walking with him, even when you were having Jehovah's Witness. Yeah. I mean, even when you were just doing you, but recognizing God's pursuit of you is a reminder to all of us that God pursues us every second of the day.
Yeah, every day.
No matter what we're doing. And so thank you so much, Charlene, for opening up your heart and just sharing all of that.
Thank you. Thank you all. Yeah. Thank you for tonight. Thank you, Aurora. I love you so much.
Love you too.
Are you going to be all right? You're going to make it back in and
go in the house
give Tom a hug?
He'll seize me. Yeah, he's a Leo, and he's so nice. He's so funny. I used to be beaten by my husband, and this husband loves me. He really loves me.
Yeah, yeah. You are blessed and highly favored, Charlene, and so
I am. I really am blessed. I'm so blessed. I didn't deserve this. My husband, everybody says, "How you doing?" He goes, "Better than I deserve." That's what he says every time.
Yeah. Well, thanks again, Charlene. Thank you so much.
Thank
you everybody that kind of hung out. Thank you everyone who hung out to hear her testimony and hear her life. And yeah, God bless you all.
Can I come back next week?
Anytime you want. Matter of fact, can you I don't have
my phone number, 951.
Got it. 951
453
453
2661.
You have almost the same phone number as my big brother. He lives
And
in
my
San
email
Jacinto.
address is my name. Char.hacker. Yes. And we get hacked every 2 or 3, 4 weeks. I just got hacked again for $2,700 and something dollars.
Char.hacker.
At H like hacker, C like char, C like char, dash. Experts, EXPERTS.com.
And isn't your youngest son a computer?
Both of them are.
Cybersecurity
Curtis works for CrowdStrike, yes.
hacker.
And